Yeah.
Is baby Samuel listening to his first story from Great Granny?
Here he comes.
Here he is.
Oh, look, there's the baby.
We can't see him. I can't see him.
I
Where?
know, it's Sarah.
Oh,
Look.
Right.
He's
Are you
getting
gone?
big. He's lovely. He's getting big.
oh dear. Our thing is our internet's very.
Oh, hello.
Oh, look at him.
Isn't he lovely?
Point, Mummy. Did you have a nice walk?
Gorgeous. Yes. Well, I didn't walk. Grace walked. I sat in the car.
Yeah.
Yes. But it was lovely. Sea Point was very nice, I must say.
The sunset was lovely. Yeah.
Lovely, no?
There you go.
Isn't he cute?
All right, Mummy, we
Yes,
all
yes.
see
Oh,
you.
Mommy, don't press it. Mommy's saying, isn't he cute? And then the whole thing disappears and she's tapping the screen at Samuel.
All right, Mummy. So
Okay, so you're going to...
Oh, look, Sam is sweet.
I just tell him.
Oh,
How you met Daddy, how he came to the church.
Let's see.
What's that, David?
I say little Samuel's ready for your story.
Okay.
They're ready.
Yes, Samuel's ready. Yep.
Yes. Okay. I belong to an Anglican church called the Drew Memorial. And I was on the lookout committee, looking out for new members. And here, one night, these two fellas came, your papa and his two cousins, a brother and sister. They had just moved into the barracks. Daddy's uncle was the head of the police barracks, and they just moved in near where the church was. So they came to our church. Anyhow, I didn't like to invite them to the Christian Endeavour, so I asked our young minister, would he invite them? So he said, I've already invited them and they're coming. So anyhow, your papa and his two cousins came to our church. And his two cousins, they weren't saved. They'd had no interest. But your papa was already saved as a young boy. And he entered into everything. Then he was there a few years, and I had no desire about him at all. Nice fellow. We were all very friendly. We used to all go out together, a whole crowd of us. And then I decided, because I wanted to be a missionary, I must be a nurse. So I applied for the nursing. And then Kenneth, your papa, heard about it. And he came to me and he says, I believe, he says, you're going to the nursing. I said, yes. He said, can I leave you to the bus stop? Because I had to go on the bus. It was about 5 miles away. So I said, all right. So he left me in the bus. And after that, he came out to see me every couple of times a week. So that's how our friendship started. And then one day the Lord said to me, hey, you promised me you'd go to the mission field and you're going with this nice guy. All right, Lord, I give it up. So we met one night and I said, he came out to the hospital to see me and I said, oh, I have something to tell you. So I told him. And you know what he said? Well, he said, I've been praying and I asked the Lord that I must know tonight if you're interested in the mission field. And that's why I was giving them up, because I had promised the Lord I would go to the mission field. And the Lord said to me, here, you're going with this nice guy. So I said, all right, Lord, I give him up. So when I told your papa that we would part company because I wanted to go to the mission field, Papa said, well, I pray that I must know tonight if you wanted to go to the mission field. So instead of parting friendship, we went out together for 4 years before we married. So there you are. That's my story about falling in love with your father.
And where did you get engaged then?
Oh, I got engaged sitting in the park in the Ormer Road, the two of us just sat in the grass, and I was with him when he bought the engagement ring. Yes, we both liked it. Yes, so.
And where did you get married?
Yes. What
Oh,
happened?
yes, but in those days, we got married, you see, I was in the Anglican church. And of course, when I went nursing, I went to the Anglican church beside the hospital. And the minister believed in evolution. So I thought, yeah, I'm not going near him. So somebody told me there was another little church at the back gate of the hospital, and it happened to be Baptist. So I went there one Sunday, and here I heard of believers' baptism. I'd never heard of people getting baptized before, because when I was a baby, I was christened. That was the baptism in the Anglican church. They put a wee drop of water in your head and they give you your name. Anyhow, I got baptized in that Baptist church. And then, of course, I didn't stay there. And then I ended up in the assemblies. Yes, your father was in the assemblies first. Your daddy, your papa, in work, there was a few Christians there. And at lunchtime, they studied their Bible. And Daddy noticed that he always went to his prayer book to answer questions. But these men always answered questions from the Bible. So he thought, well, there's something wrong. They're using your Bible and I'm using a prayer book. So he decided to bring his Bible then too. And then he got baptized 1 year after me. Yes. In another Baptist church. And then, of course, all these men that he studied with at lunchtime, they were all in the assemblies. So he found his way in there. Yes. And when
How was that different to where you went?
He had to go for an interview when he was going to go into the meeting where the brethren met. And he coaxed me, just come with me this once. And I gave in. I said, all right, I'll go with you this once. And when we went to the hall, we were early. And there was two men in before us. And the one man says, Charlotte, and he took my two hands in his. He said, are you thinking of coming into fellowship? I said, no, it's not me. I got the shock of my life. I said, it's not me, it's him. Now, I knew him. He was the manager and director of the first firm I worked in. And I knew him and his wife, I was even at their house, as two godly men, a man and woman. And I thought, help us, if they're in the brethren must be all right. So Daddy went into fellowship, and they asked him when they interviewed him about his girlfriend, and Mr. Mansfield was his name. He piped up, he says, I know Charlotte. He says, Charlotte's a believer. So that was it. So that's how we got into the meetings, yes. So, any questions?
Any questions, guys?
How was the meeting that you went to, that you called the Brethren, the Assemblies, how was that different to the Anglican or the Baptist? Why did you go there? Why did you want to go there? Wasn't it a bit odd?
Well, I wouldn't go to the Anglican where the hospital was, because he believed in evolution.
Okay.
And I wouldn't go there. And then I went to a little Baptist at the back gate of the hospital. I didn't know they were Baptist. It just said, somebody told me there was a meeting there, and I just went.
So why did Daddy want to go to where the men in his work went to? Why did he want to go to?
Oh, well, he got to know the men. They were godly men, dear. And they knew their Bibles, which we didn't know in the Anglican church. But we knew in the meetings, everybody knew.
Did you not know your Bible?
Well, I'm afraid we didn't. It's not studied in the churches, so-called, the way it is in the meetings. Yeah. So that's how I got into the meetings. Yeah.
That was good.
Thank you, Granny. Thank you, Granny.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Any questions?